Azuki Bakusa. How many posts can you put in a single Tumblr post? Oh my god, you can put 10. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Multi Dragoon. Hi. Every time I see wolf thick arse, I act up. Why do you do this to? Why you do this to me? I don't know. Control yourself, okay? You know, it's just a little hard working around while with these cheeks. I'm all cheeked up. I come home from work. I want to relax. It's hard being this thick. Okay, look, I'm sorry. Right now, I'm kind of just I I got convinced to like go to Tumblr again. I haven't been on Tumblr in years. Um, but I've been curious, and so I remade a Tumblr again. And for art, just for posting art and stuff, not for talking or memeing or whatever. Just straight up like for art. Um and honestly, I don't know how to I feel yeah, just for art, just my art stuff. Like strictly just like I'm going to put my art there and that's it. Cuz apparently like everybody says that like Twitter is good for art and stuff like that, but like some people also say that Tumblr is pretty good for it, but then again like Tumblr has like good art on it though. Yeah, fuck Twitter. Twitter's whatever. It's fine. If as long as it depends on what you do on Twitter. Like there's of course drama and stuff like that, and I don't really care about that stuff. Whatever group you go for, you know, you'll see the plus and bad sides of it. I'm there for like the memes and stuff like that. Um, and porn. But yeah, uh, yeah, Twitter can be bad, but like if you just avoid it, it's fine. It's manageable. As long as you don't, you're not too like you gotta distance yourself. That's the thing. You gotta like you can't avoid. You can avoid. It's just you can't as long as you don't. You gotta distance. Like I said, you gotta distance yourself. Like I've seen all the stuff. You'll find them. You'll come across them. All you have to do is just scroll past. That's it. They will cancel you. I mean, I haven't been canceled yet, and I've got 200 followers. But I'm not pushing my luck though. And plus, if somebody says something, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I don't fucking care. That's the thing. As long as if like, but I don't even interact with anybody. I don't be political. Well, that's the thing. Don't be political. Like you don't gotta play. Yeah, if you just don't be political on there, you avoid most of that stuff. Just kind of like avoid the politics if you don't want the politics. If you just want furry art, just follow furry art people. And then maybe you'll get a little political stuff in there, but scroll past it. There's some bad days where like, don't have likes or dislikes. I treat it as just a place to find memes, and that's pretty much it, really. And then seeing what people are like interested in, or what's going on in the world of Twitter. That's pretty much it. The thing is, you gotta like distance yourself. Like don't wear your heart on your sleeve. I think that's the biggest tip you can have on the internet in general, is kind of like keep yourself kind of like just kind of keep yourself inwards a little bit, and like just kind of like enjoy whatever you can. Like that's it, really. If you see something, don't immediately respond to it. Don't immediately respond to it. If you see somebody being positive, be positive, and that's it. But of course, you're gonna get really bad days where like everything's political, and you just get off Twitter, or sometimes you'll see something that's you're like, what the fuck is that? Like, I cannot believe somebody has a thought. Like, you'll come across those kind of things. You're like, what the fuck is wrong with this person? I cannot believe somebody even thinks like that. What the fuck? And then I'm not a vocal person, okay? And I'm not vocal I'm the whole part. I'm a firm believer of like, or not firm believer. I just don't like responding to stuff just because like I see the comments and I see that there's 200 comments. What is one more voice gonna do? It's not gonna do anything. I see 50 people. That's not gonna change anything. I know if I posted something and I saw 300 comments, I'm not gonna look at everything. I don't got that time of day to look at 400, 300 responses. I don't got time to look at 50 responses. So if I see like a response thing with only like less than 10, then maybe I'll respond. But like my voice does not matter enough for me to willingly want to just put my thought out there. So generally I don't respond to much stuff. Yeah, I don't have time for that. Nobody does. So I don't you see these people who like spend like their entire day just commenting on everything, and I'm like, they're not gonna see you. You're just screaming into the void right there, and that's what you gotta kind of like do with Twitter, is just don't keep just kind of like go like oh you're just like, oh my gosh, but then don't fuel the fire with just like posting something or whatever. Like I know the other day, honestly, and also I'm like a semi-drama seeker, I guess. I'm just kind of interested in just how people work. You're listening to me tell you how hot and thick you are. Yeah, true. I am hearing that. And I'm a weird like psychological person, and I just like hearing people and seeing what they think, even if it's like really negative or whatever. I'm just interested in seeing the sides of all the cube. And so like sometimes I'll go out and be like, all right, let's see what kind of dumpster fire we can find today. And I'll be like, oh, that's horrible. All right, then. Let's go over here now. Let's go look at furry art. Yay. Oh, boy, I'm going to check out all the art of my friend. Woohoo. And that's it, really. I'm a weird person. I'm very much a very chill, low burn kind of person who also seeks out these kind of weird things. And it just intrigues me. Like there was a post I saw like a week or two ago, where like a guy was like, "Oh my god, I cannot believe women should not be allowed to wear tank tops or bras because it's indecent to be showing cleavage." Like, oh, it's so messed up to be showing so much cleavage. If we can't show our dicks or whatever, then they can't be showing cleavage. It's their fault that I get hard and horny in public because they show off all their boobs. And it's indecent. I'm like, holy fuck, dude. And I looked at his Twitter, and like responds to that, to any picture of a woman with like a tank top or any kind of cleavage showing. Yeah, exactly. And I looked at all the responses, and like some people were like, "Yeah, that's not the woman's fault. That's you. Like you just you're just really horned up or something. Like that's a you issue. It's a very much a you problem. It's not her fault that because you see like the slightest bit of skin that you're like, oh god, the dirty harlot. I can't control my sexual urges. Oh, taking No Net November too far. I know. He's like, you know what? He could be like he could be like a time traveler from back when like women weren't allowed to show ankles. He could totally be like a time traveler. He could be from back then where like, oh, I can see your ankles. You harlot. Oh, show me. Raise your skirt a little further. And she like lifts it up by like 2 inches. You get to see her like Achilles heel. He's like, oh, you've been a bad girl. Oh, he must be, he must be a time traveler, cause or something. Oh, move your hair out of the way. Let me see your earlobe. Oh, oh, that's the stuff right there. Oh, there are no women where he is from. Must be or something. Oh, let me see your earlobe a little bit. Mmm. Born in the tube, that one. Something. I don't know. There's some crazy stuff like that, and you know that's interesting to see. It doesn't. It would only like trigger me if I like invested myself in it. But like I said, I don't got time to invest in things like that. There are people. They're there to just for me to be like, oh my gosh, you poor sad man. Now I'm gonna watch this video of a chair flying away in a storm because that's funny. It's just they're just there for me to be like, oh, you poor sad man. Did Gabriel die? No, Gabriel's still here probably. He's listening. Ah, I forgot to respond to him earlier. He messaged me, and I need to respond. I meant to text him earlier, but I forgot. Respond to your friends, dang it. I'm sorry. I'm so forgetful. I come home and I'm like, all right, time to relax. And I'm like, I'm hot and sweaty. Time to take a shower. And I'm like, now I'm gonna get dressed now. And I'm like, now I gotta lotion up. And I've got 20 minutes. Let's see what's on YouTube. And I'm like, let's watch the, let's watch the Naruto. No, the Gara versus Rock Lee Chunin exam fight again because haven't seen that enough. And here I am. I just distraction. Yes, lubing is important. Very important. I am a sensitive woofo. Yo, did you get the hoodie? Yes, I did. I sent you a picture. Blood Wolf, hi. Give us attention. I have, but not. So Twitter's whatever. Twitter's fine. It's fine with decent moderation. I think if you spend too much time on it, you can probably like get it absorbed in some of that stuff. Good thing is I work, and I'm not really allowed to use my phone too much. And then I also stream, like right after work, so I don't really have too much time to just scroll through Twitter. And then also, I don't really care enough about my own opinion to really put my opinions out there. So yeah, I'm just kind of I end up avoiding half of that stuff. But it's interesting, and it's also stressful some days, especially when something really big happens and that's all you can see on Twitter. Those days can be a bit stressful. Especially if you just want to look at memes and stuff. Needs to pee. Stop. You should have went before we left. I'm not turning this car around. You're gonna have to wait for the next gas station. I need to incite hate. Oh my god. Man, there was this one guy I used to know. They're like a YouTuber, semi-popular too, and they're a semi-popular YouTuber. Semi, maybe, I haven't checked, but they infuriated me, and thus I had to, like, I joined their Discord server because I saw their YouTube videos and they did like horror stuff pretty much, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like horror stuff, and then I joined their like Discord server because I'm like, this is pretty cool. Maybe I'll hang out with other people. And it was pretty cool, but oh my god, this guy was so infuriating. Holy cow. His his YouTube videos are fine, but then like in his Discord, you get to like see how he like really is, kind of, or what he does in his off time. In his off time, he is literally one of the people from Twitter. Literally, he just goes out there and just complains and like whines, and he has to put his 2 cents out there on like everything, and like, ugh, and which is fine, I guess, but like, god, he also hates people who doesn't agree with them, which makes sense. He can't argue, like, some people, he's like, I respect a good healthy argument, as long as you can I understand that it's possible to have a good adult healthy argument where both sides don't have to win, but like, that never he says that, but that never happens. Several people in this chat, whatever, were like, I actually don't agree with it because of this thing. He's like, no, you're a Neanderthal, and he just curses them out and like silences them and then blocks them or kicks them out of the server. I'm like, I'm sorry. Does that look like a good healthy argument to you? No. You just kind of had a little bit of a bitch fit right there. That's not very adult of you, is it? No, it's not. And like, oh my gosh, it made me so mad seeing it. Like, so mad. I'm like, oh. And like, I stayed in there for like a good like month, hoping that like maybe like if I talk to him myself, maybe I might like him. No, it didn't happen. Even at one point, somebody was like, hey, and he posted in his server too, like every single day. And it was like, I couldn't like, I avoided the Twitter drama, but like this guy like brought the Twitter drama like there and involved everybody in it. And I'm like, oh my god, how do you live like this? How do you live so like anger filled? How do you what joy do you have by just like getting seethingly mad and like